Now, how many generations we're speaking about? Hoyo is numerically 20. So, from Noach to Avram is 20 generations. They overlapped. Noach and Avram overlapped. So, in 20 generations, he was Tomim. But once he came to Avram Avinu, he didn't rate. So it's Tomim Hoyo B'Doros. To what degree was he Tomim? That it was valued, it was only Hoyo. 20. It's the Balaturim. No, he's saying it could have used. Well, no. Not when it comes to a human being. An animal, it's not a balmum, right? Okay, so that's absolute. But a human being, tomim, there's no limit to how tomim you could be, right? It's all relative. What are you talking? There's growth, right? A person is perfect. Could I ask a question? You're complete. Are you as complete as Moshe Rabbeinu? Good. So okay. So good. So tom is relative. It's a relative term. Relative. I mean, he made a grade of tomim. Of course, there are grades of tomim. So that we value, that grade, that's in its own right. But once you compare it to Avram Avinu, it's not valued. Okay? I mean, I'll prove it to you. We say, right? But if he's tomim, how could he be lodesh l'klum? So you see clearly the tomim is only relative. Right? Okay. Vayoled Noach shlosha bonim. Noach fathered 3 sons. Hashem is chomes yofes. So here the obvious question is, I mean, the Rechaim gives a number of possibilities. At the end of parshas Bereshis, it already says he had 3 sons. I mean, so what does that have to be repeated again over here? They had 3 sons. Okay. The earth became corrupted. Lefnei Elokim. Vatimoli oretz chomos. The land became filled with thievery. Rashi. Vatishoches. Loshen ervo. We're talking about it became corrupted. We're speaking of the people. We're not talking about the earth itself. Well, we'll see. Elokim's midas adin. That's midas adin. Because the Or Chaim HaKadosh points out at the end of Parshas Bereshis, the Torah says, Vayar Hashem by Mafter. Vayar Hashem ki rabba rosa odom boretz. So over there, the appellation for Hashem is Yud Kei Vov Kei, which is midas arachmi. Over here, we speak about it's lefnei Elokim. Then it says Vayar Elokim pasuk Yud Beis. At the end of we're speaking about Vayar Hashem ki rabba rosa odom. So evidently, it reached another level. Loshen avodah zora, erva avodah zora, ko pentashchison, kishes, ko bosor, vatimoli oretz chomos gezel. Chomos is thievery. See the Sipurno, he explains why does it repeat it? What does it mention over Vayolid Noach Shlosha Banim? Is something phenomenal. First, what does it mean? Esel Kimis Halech Noach. So the Sipurno learns he did kiruv, he did outreach. So until he did outreach, he didn't merit to have children. So what's the reason why he merited to have children? Esel Kimis Halech Noach Vayolid Noach Shlosha Banim. In the merit of being concerned for others, that's the reason why he merited to be able to have children. Take a look at Sipurno. Because he started to rebuke and admonish the members of his generation. In the merit of that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him children. That's why it juxtaposed Vayoled. So in the previous parsha, it just tells he had 3 sons. Here it's explaining why did he merit to have the 3 sons. No, from the juxtaposition. Es Elokim Hislach Noach. Then it says Vayoled Noach Shlosha Banim. Vayar Elokim es Oretz Hine Nishchoso. Again, Elokim saw the land that it was destroyed or corrupted. And how did you know it was that? Ki hishchis kol boser darko ala oretz. What do you mean? When it says vayaro ki mesoros ki nishchosa, you know, you see a person, he looks like a tzaddik. But you know something? But nature itself is malfunctioning. So what does that say? It's just a facade, right? That's a confirmation. A confirmation that the oretz is nishchosa, ki hishchis kol boser. Of course, instinctively, an animal doesn't go with another species. Correct? So why over here everything is awry, everything is not functioning as it's meant to function? The answer is because hine oretz nishchosa, because since mankind is corrupted, therefore, how does it reflect? It's reflected in nature. When you see nature, I remember many years ago, I don't remember if it was Shiba, it was Bochra, what, in San Francisco, the fruit flies started to behave somehow not the way a fruit fly should normally behave. They went with other species. So I remember we said then, you know, hine oretz nishchosa, ki hishchis kol boser, because that was the location of what? That's where it all started. You know, in the most public way. You know, homosexuality, every perversion, it was there. So because it was there, and how was it? Ki hishchis kol boser. That even the insects didn't behave as an insect's supposed to behave. I'm not sure. I told him to look himself in the mirror. Yeah, I told him to look at his Eza Kenegdo. Yeah. Ki hishchis kol boser. Afilu be'ema chayiv of niskoken l'shein minon. That even the animals, the birds, they procreated with not their own species. Second, there's a Ramban. He says, Hine, the Ramban right at the beginning of the parsha, he says, Hine achar, shehoya Noach tzadik ve'inenu roi leonesh. He himself was a tzaddik and he wasn't deserving to be punished. Gam bonav u'beisa ruim li'notza b'schuso. So in the merit of Noach, that's why his family deserved to be saved. Kira onesh olov imi koresh zaro, because if his children would have died, would have been destroyed, it would be a punishment to him. So that's the reason why, this is the concept. This is, you know, by Bnei Aaron. Why did Bnei Aaron? Because he did the chet, right? He would participate the chet egel to whatever he participated. Therefore, two of his sons died. Originally, all four were supposed to die. Right? So where's the question? Ish b'chet yumos. They died. It says they died because the shtu yayin mor halach b'fnei Rabbon. What is there with Aaron? The answer is, if Aaron wouldn't have been deserving of that punishment, they wouldn't have died. Hashem would have worked it out some other way. So over here, if he was the tzaddik, his family had to survive. Because if they would have died, that would have been a punishment to him. And since he's not deserving that punishment, therefore they had to survive. That's one thing the Ramban says. Oh, Yomar, ki tzaddik sholim v'gambonov u'beisu tzaddikim. Not only was he, his children were also tzaddikim. Kulimdein, kinyan shekosov ki yidativ mashi yitzav his bonov his beso, like this by Avram Avinu. Why is Avram special? Because he's going to teach his family. So why were his children tzaddikim? Because if he's the tzaddik sholem, it's clear, it's evident he must have shared it. So what about Chom? Right? I mean, Chom was a Russia. Right? So you have to say it happened in the table. You know, when he was denied. No. He became a Russia in the teva. It says he cohabited with a dog. Right? With a dog he cohabited, the Gemara says. So it could be, you know, there's certain situations. It says before the teva, they all had wives already. So if a person has the pas basal with his wife, is one thing. What about he goes into the teva? So now, So until then, he had a potential. It's like Basher Usham by Yishmael. Till Yishmael actually generates, but it's Basher Usham. At that point, he's still a tzaddik, Yishmael. Same thing. Before he went into the Teva, he was a tzaddik. But you know something? In the future, he's going to fail in the Teva. Okay, that's the future. But to be saved initially, he was a tzaddik because that's the way his father brought him up. If the father's a tzaddik sholim, the children are tzaddikim shlemim. Okay? Vayomer Elokim leNoach, again, it's Elokim. Kates kol bosa bo lefonai. The end of all flesh has come before me. Ki mola oretz chomes mivneim. Because the land has been filled with thievery. That's the reason. Meaning, at this point, it's beyond hope. I mean, the end of life is coming before me. I'm ending it. I'm pulling the plug on it. I'll tell you, it's a little difficult over here. Hashem says, the end of all flesh has come before me. Because of, as Rashi says, because no nechem gizaydim ela agezil. Already, they failed, that means it's over already. And therefore, Asay Luchatevas go, Asay Gofer. So from this point on, it's 120 years. He says, the end of all flesh has come before me. Now, Asay Luchatevas Gofer. So it's interesting. Meaning, the Midas Adin says, we're going to end it unless. You know what I mean? Hashem is leaving the door open. Meaning, right now, the psak is it will be destroyed. But there could be a reprieve. You know? It could be what? You could actually, it could be, it's open for appeal. The Teva will determine whether the appeal will be exercised or won't be exercised. They do tshuva, the psak is Kates Bosa Bolafonai. That's the way you have to learn it. That's the psak. That's the verdict. The verdict is the world will be destroyed. Asla Tevis, because that will be the basis for the appeal that will be able to what? To repeal the psak, the verdict. Otherwise, it doesn't flow, right? Is that what I'm saying? The psukim don't read right. So it is the din. Even within din, the Kodesh Baruch Hu is willing to. It could be on appeal if they do tshuva. But that's always. There's always that we had at the end in the Hazinu, right? Hashem shoots an arrow. Hashem could retrieve the arrow even in flight. When the arrow's already in flight, that's already din. That's din. But if a person factually there's tshuva and there's a proper tshuva, Hashem will retrieve the arrow, even in flight. They never did tshuva. They never did tshuva. Because you can't beat a dead horse, right? Because it was a. I mean, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's still a spiritual pulse there. There was no spiritual pulse. It was over by Stom and Amorah. Avram, because he didn't know. He didn't realize that. Okay, let's see the Maral. What? No, it's different. Every year you reveal different things in the parsha. Yeah, we left off. We're in the Maral. Just start the Maral. Page Reish Nun. Mishnah Yud Aleph. Kol Mashibar HaKadosh Baruch Hu B'Odomo. So now the Maral asks an interesting question. All the Mishnayos in this last parak have to do with Torah. Mem Ches Dvom Torah. Niknas Behem. Everything's Torah. And all of a sudden, it concludes, whatever Hashem created in this world was for His glory. So he says, Kol HaPerek Hazeh Medaber Min HaTorah. V'zeh lo hoya lismok maimer zeh lekan. So this statement has no relevance to what was stated previously. Correct? Veshloma kimnesha kol HaPerek Ayri b'limed HaTorah. The whole parak is speaking about the study of Torah. V'limer ator tzorch lishmor l'kayim mitzvahs boro v'zeh kovod shamayim. A person says, I have my own idea of what kovod shamayim is. Kodesh Baruch says, something. Lahavdil elef havdolas. What was Balpor? Right? Balpor, they defecated. That's the way you serve. That's the way you serve a higher power. They believed in it. They defecated on it. Chas v'sholom, a person says, I'm going to serve God by being a Reconstructionist Jew, a Reformed Jew. Kodesh Baruch says, something? I'll tell you how to serve me. My glory is? My glory is you have to study the Torah, you have to keep the mitzvahs. So therefore, when it says, Kol mashbar Kodesh Baruch b'olam lo bro'el l'chvodo, it's juxtaposed to Torah, because only through Torah and kiyum mitzvahs, that is kovod shamayim. That is kvodo. V'limet Torah tzorch lishmor l'kayim mitzvahs boro v'zel kovod shamayim. Lo sheyeh mechavin l'chvod atzmo. Shkol Hashem borach Hashem yisborach bo l'chvodo. He's adding something else. What about doing the mitzvah lishmo shelo lishmo? If it's for His glory, what about if you do it for your glory? Like the Gemara says, Amasha Ekra Rav. I want to be acknowledged as a great Talmud Chochem or as a Torah leader, right? But that's l'chvod cho, that's l'chvodo. You have a sitter. It's interesting. Most people don't pick this up. They would be, he'd even say the page number, because it's together with the Mishaverach. Okay, talking about David Lobel.